got some excited fans in the room right now. Here for you.
Thank you so much, everyone. There's a lot of you here tonight.
There are over 3,000 people that were patiently waiting. They appreciate all the time you spent with them today, your photo ops, the autographs, all the time that you gave to your fans, and that you're able to still come out here and show it tonight on this stage. Give them some love, everybody. Come on.
I really appreciate everyone hanging out so late. And I had a great time today meeting so many of you, and I hope you all had a really good day too.
Hayden, we've got a bunch of fan-submitted questions. We have some fun games we're going to play with you tonight. But I want to but I want to kick it off with we reached out to a lot of local fans from Denver, from across the states that traveled all the way here, even some folks from across the pond in the UK that made it here to Denver to see you. We asked them what Star Wars means to them. And so we've got a fun little video we want to kick things off with, all right?
Awesome.
So give it up for the fans, Denver. Angel, whenever you're ready, let's take it away. Having seen that video and sort of feeling the love of 3,000 people in the room, all those people that are waiting online for you for just a photo or autograph or a chance to meet you, and seeing how much it's affected their lives, what are some of the most amazing fan interactions that you've had over this past time joining us here?
So many. I just want to thank all of you for being here and for all of the support and all of the love. There's a lot of love in this room, and it's really felt. And and it goes both ways. I love you guys too, and yeah, this is just really special for me.
We love you more!
Security, you find out. No. At Ethereal Hepburn on Twitter, local fan, said you've been given a lot of gifts from fans. Which has been your favorite, or what are some that have stood out to you as the most memorable gifts?
I've gotten so many amazing gifts. It's hard to pick my favorites, but you know, a lot of amazing artwork. There's some incredible artists. They're doing great stuff, and this hat was given to me today. You can't see it's got Anakin and Obi-Wan battling with a hockey stick.
And this hat is a big release. That's right.
Yeah. But so many amazing gifts, and they all mean a lot to me, and so thank you again.
How do you feel about the Colorado Avalanche being a local hockey team? We went all the time with them.
I'm on your territory.
There's some amazing footage. A lot of fans have asked questions about your lightsaber training for the role. There's been some great footage that Nick Gillard, the stunt director, has released recently. We're going to take a look at some of that later, but a question comes from York Hill. You and Ewan both trained extensively for the lightsaber duels. Who would you say is the better swordsman between the two of you?
Well, you know, I would have to say Ewan. When I showed up on episode 2, you know, he'd already had episode 1 under his belt,
sure.
and you know, he was amazing. You know, when you do the lightsaber training, at first you're just doing it with the stunt team, and then once you know the fight, then they'll bring the actors together and have them start to practice. Sure. My first time doing it with you, and I was just always trying to keep up with him because he's so fast. So episode 2, I was always playing catch up. Episode 3, you know, I think I got pretty close.
I love it. We're going to take a look at some of that footage a little bit later. I'm excited to check it out. But now you've talked about, you know, episode 2, episode 3. You return to set, seeing those familiar faces. How has the process changed from Star Wars, the prequels? Oh God, they're kicking us out of the building. We're not going home. From the Star Wars prequel. There we go, the stars are back out in the galaxy.
It's nice to see you guys though.
Yeah. How has the filmmaking process changed from the original Star Wars prequels to coming back to the role in Obi-Wan Kenobi, the series?
Yeah, I mean, you know, the filmmaking process is constantly making progress, and you know, we did the prequels 20 years ago, and so it's come a long ways. You know, now they employ this stagecraft technology where we go into this thing they call the volume, and you're surrounded by these massive LCD screens, and they actually display the environment for you, and that's much different because when we were doing the prequels, it was all just blue screens and green screens and your imagination. So that's much different.
This comes from Tim McKnight on Facebook, so shout out to Tim. Were there anything that you had, maybe it was the volume that you wish you had back in the prequels, or what was something that stood out to you in Obi-Wan the series that really, you were like, oh man, that would have been cool?
Yeah, you know, I wouldn't change anything about my experience in the prequels, but for sure that stagecraft technology, for some of the stuff, like for, you know, when we were doing that opening battle scene in episode 3, it would have been amazing to actually get to feel that. But yeah, I mean, no, I wouldn't change it.
Yeah, no, we love the prequels. Prequels fans out there, let's make some noise. Woo! You got it. What I think is so amazing about the prequels and its popularity now, you have to remember there were people that experienced the originals at their age. Someone of my age, I was sort of in between things, and it was like the Ewok movie. That was my introduction to Star Wars. And then we have a lot of fans that grew up with the prequels and are now adults and sharing those with their kids. Yeah, shout out if you grew up watching the prequels as your first Star Wars. So now we've got generation after generation after generation. What for you, Hayden, what was your introduction to Star Wars as a fan? You know, when did you become aware of it?
My first memories of Star Wars are seeing my older brother's bed sheets, which were all Star Wars bed sheets, and all of his toys. He had an amazing Star Wars toy collection. So like he had the Millennium Falcon and all the different action figures, and I wasn't allowed to play with any of them. But yeah, that was sort of my introduction.
Did you keep any from back in the day? Or do you wish you had kept something that your brother had?
I think my brother still has all of them.
Yeah. That's awesome. For Kenobi, I recently rewatched a lot of the episodes. The sparring scene with you and back together as Padawan, the sparring scene. Yep, yeah, shout out to that scene. And then the fight, the ultimate fight between Vader and Obi-Wan on Vancouver. Such a beautiful fight. What two amazing moments that just showed again the juxtaposition of Padawan and Master, and the dynamic you had as brothers, and then just the tragedy of Anakin's turn to the dark side and just the sadness in Obi-Wan's face. What was it like coming back to that? A lot of fans were curious.
I agree with all of that. Yeah, it was just a really incredible experience for me. Just getting the invitation to come back and to get to do those scenes with you was really special for me. Getting to do that last scene as Vader, that was a big deal, because that was me getting to sort of explore new territory with the character and add a little more sort of connective tissue to Anakin and Vader.
No pun intended on the face there. Yeah.
But yeah, that was big for me.
Yeah, that's awesome. Sam Quintana from Instagram asks, how did your acting methodology change when you played Anakin the first time as opposed to when you played him again in Kenobi?
Yeah, I don't know that my methodology changed. I mean, obviously I'm a lot older now. But my approach to my work has always kind of been consistent, and especially coming back to this franchise that means so much to me.
For sure.
So I gave it all I had, and I was very happy with how it all came out.
You gave it all you had, is right, Fan Expo Denver, right?
We love you, Hayden.
I thought you were at a rock concert here, I love just the people shouting it out.
Vader forever!
Vader forever. We're gonna start seeing like the heart emojis out there, like, we love Vader. There it is, there it is. Hayden, we have a bunch of other fan questions I want to get to, but before we do that, we're going to play a little game. It's called What Happens Next. We're going to show you a scene from Star Wars. The scene's going to freeze, and you have to tell us what line or what thing happens next. Are you all ready to see Hayden play this game? What happens next? All right, let's cue up that first scene, Adrian. Here we go. All right, Hayden, what line happens next? It's don't help yet. It's one of the most iconic lines in all of Star Wars.
Oh, I know what this is.
Yeah, what do you say?
This is you and this is Obi-Wan saying, I have a bad feeling about this. Possibly, am I wrong? No, I'm not wrong.
Who else that's on stage right now may also have said that line in this moment?
Or did I say that?
You said it. You got to say it. Oh my goodness. Let's see if that's correct. Adrian, roll the next scene.
I've got a bad feeling. Do I get half a point for that?
We'll give you some points. You got to say it. You got
such a quintessential Obi-Wan line.
Yeah, no, he does. He says it in the first one, in Phantom Menace.
Right.
I think he might say it the second time too.
Is he not saying this movie too? Was it just me? I guess it was just me.
It was just you.
I'm off to a bad start.
That's all right. That's all right. All right, let's roll that next clip, Adrian. Here, this is the scene with you. No, it's the trailer.
I love the
Here we go. Let's take that and catch the beginning. Let's take that back.
Oh, I hope it's in the movie.
Show that clip again. There we go. Okay, here we go.
But someone.
Someone wise.
Sounds an awful lot like a dictatorship to me.
Well.
Oh, look at that smirk. Look at that smirk. Right, so it sounds like an awful lot like a dictatorship.
That wouldn't be such a bad thing? No, that's not it. Someone help me, please.
If it works.
Well, if it works, I had the right idea.
Yeah, no, you're on the right team. Let's play the clip and see if Hayden is right.
I got no heads up on this, by the way.
If it works.
Patty's not happy. Can we bring up the next slide? This leads to one of my favorite memes in all of the Star Wars prequels. Bring up that next slide, Adrian, here.
Here comes the sermon.
Yeah, it's... What is it like seeing your lines of dialogue that you delivered 20 years ago becoming... This is one of the most popular memes on the internet where people sub in just different things, like world problems, and have
different versions of this scene with different text.
Yeah, tell us a little bit. I want to talk about this a little bit. What is it like seeing your lines of dialogue become these famous and fun memes on the internet?
Yeah,
you can follow along with them.
I love it. I mean, I don't have like social media, so I'm not super up to date with everything, but I have a friend who sends me all the memes. And so I've seen quite a few of them, and they all make me laugh. They make me happy. I think it's cool.
Yeah, I love it. Tell me about working with Natalie. This is obviously a pivotal scene in Padme and Anakin's relationship.
Yeah, Natalie was amazing. You know, she's an incredible actress, obviously, but just a remarkable person. Like, so intelligent, and we became very close when we were making the films, and when we were in Italy, we got to travel from the north to the south, and it was a great adventure that we went on together.
Yeah, we see that in your relationship, I think, in both films. It's so beautiful. So, yeah, thank you for that. All right, I think you've got a half point and a half point, so we're going to give you 1 total point so far. Hayden didn't know anything about this. I think he's crushing it so far. Come on, give it up for him. Let's try the next one. Let's roll this next clip. All right, here we go. shirt.
Do it.
Alright, Hayden, what happens next? Come on.
Real.
I help him up. Off goes the head.
Yeah, let's see it. Let's roll it, everybody. Feel free to say do it along with Ian McDermott. Let's see the answer.
Wait, I think I said I shouldn't have done that. It's not the Jedi way. I should get extra points for that.
Let's see it. Let's see the scene.
Do it.
Oh, we cut it too. But we cut it too soon.
Trust me,
bonus points is
such a satisfying way to remove someone's head like that.
Yeah. You can see it in your eyes. And I want to show this next. So, again, your amazing stunt choreographer, Nick Gillard, posted this just recently, back in January, behind the scenes footage of you actually doing this take. I want to take a look at it and just hear about you performing that. So let's take that next clip. Talk about training like that. It's just so amazing that you learned that you did it. That drop, the lightsaber drop, gets talked about a lot, where you drop it to yourself.
Yeah, I caught that. But that wasn't in the movie, I don't think.
This was the long version of it. Yeah, so that's what Nick, I think, was saying, that this is what the fight was originally going to be, this long version, and then it kind of got short.
Yeah, it's very similar to that. But,
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there was just a tremendous amount of practice that went into all the fights, and then once we knew it, Nick would film it so that he could show it to George Lucas, and then George would sort of weigh in on it and tweak it a little bit. And the person I'm fighting with, his name is Kyle. Great guy, incredible swordsman, and yeah, we just had a lot of fun together. Yeah, Kyle and Burnsy. Burnsy was one of the other stuntmen, and we spent a lot of time together. It was a great group, and Nick Gillard
yes.
is someone who I'm still very close with, and you just can't say enough about his contribution to Star Wars and what he did with those fights and the prequels were just remarkable. I remember watching episode 1 when it first came out when I was still in high school, and seeing that end fight with Obi-Wan and Darth Maul and Qui-Gon, it was just so epic. And still one of my favorite Star Wars fights. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, I think we had some other great Star Wars fights. I think one of them might be coming up here in a little bit. I'm going to give you a little heads up. Okay. All right. Let's see this next clip. You're doing great. Yeah, what does Ewan say?
He says, I loved you, Anakin.
Yeah.
Like a brother.
Yeah, let's roll it. We're all gonna cry. Let's roll it.
I loved you.
Come on, give it up for that scene, everybody. I think we'd all sit and watch the whole Mustafar fight, but I think it's that moment right there that then we see again in the new Obi-Wan series, where again he realizes he almost wants to give Anakin another chance. And he says your name, Anakin, and you say, Anakin is no more. Just talk about that.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of nice sort of connection between those scenes. And I think in that scene there, he also says to Anakin, I failed you. And then in the Obi-Wan show, I say, I'm not your failure, Obi-Wan. And I think, that's sort of, or at least I interpreted it as sort of a bit of Anakin coming through and sort of trying to absolve Obi-Wan of his guilt a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, the two scenes sort of play off of each other very nicely.
Yeah, both beautiful scenes. All right, I think we've got one more for you here. Let's see the final clip. What happens next here? So, it's a short. You got
go in the elevator. No, we don't go in the elevator. What happens next?
Yeah. This is a behind the scenes. So you walk up to that door, and then you hear up.
Wrong door. Oh, I know this. Yeah, wrong door. I went to the wrong door, and then George shouted at me, "Wrong door." And we had to cut.
Let's see it. Let's see it.
Wrong door.
That was a real person I was hearing too. Yeah. That was amazing. We love, as fans, hearing George's voice in the background there. Just a quick anecdote, like what was it like working with George on these films? He always just seems like a delight behind the camera.
Yeah, I mean, you know, he's George Lucas.
Yeah.
It was an incredible experience for me, getting to be directed by him, and you know, I was such a massive fan of his. Obviously, Star Wars and Indiana Jones, but when I was probably maybe 13 or 14, my parents, because I started to sort of express an interest in filmmaking, and my parents got me this book on George Lucas called The Creative Impulse. And so I got to learn all about his sort of endeavors in the film industry and all the things he was doing to sort of progress the technology. And yes, you know, the mark that he's made on films, on movies, is you can't say enough about it. And he's like the nicest guy. So to have all of that accomplishment and still be a really nice person, I just think that's an incredible combination.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really got along well with George.
Let's hear it for the creator, George Lucas. Hayden, we checked in, you got 1 billion points in that game. So nice job, you got 1 billion points, yeah. Nice work, thank you for playing that with us. It's great to hear those behind the scenes stories. Let's get back to fan questions. We had fans submit questions on social media. If you hear your name, give us a little hoop or holler from the crowd. This first one comes from Daniel C. Badurka on Facebook. Mr. Christensen, very formal. I've watched several of your interviews, and each time you're a very humble person. What's a topic you wish you'd get to talk more about publicly? Yeah, do one from.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess I'm what's that? Bob Dylan. I played Bob Dylan sort of, almost kind of one time. Yeah, I don't know. I'm a pretty private person, so I don't tend to sort of, you know, share a lot of my opinions, and I guess I kind of feel like sort of the public discourse on a lot of issues can be very divisive and sort of polarizing, and I don't think there's any shortage of actors who are weighing in on things, and I don't think we need another one. I think we can hopefully do a better job of just, you know, making whatever the conversation is a little more tolerant and inclusive, and I think we'll get that.
You mentioned keeping more private. Obviously, you live up in Canada on a farm with your family. What's most important about your family to you over the last years since the prequels came out?
I mean, my family's everything to me. I'm very close with my family, and I'm now a dad, and my daughter is in the world, and she's 8 years old, and it's just been the greatest joy, you know, getting to become a dad. Yeah, that's right. You guys are my family too.
How much is your daughter aware? How much have you introduced her to the world of Star Wars and those characters? And is she a fan or of that?
Yeah, I still haven't shown her any of the Star Wars yet.
Yeah.
And I'm very late to the party, so I'll do that soon. But she knows that I'm in Star Wars and the character that I play. And I got to take her to set with me when we were doing the Obi-Wan show. Awesome. That was a real thrill for me to get to share that with her. But yeah, soon I'll show her the films and everything else.
That's amazing. This next question comes from Wendy Galvin on Facebook. Wendy, outside of all things Star Wars, what is a personal or professional accomplishment that you're most proud of? Obviously, a lot of other films out there that people enjoy. Do you have one that is your favorite outside of Star Wars? What film? Yeah, either personal or professional accomplishment.
Or personal or professional accomplishment.
Well, we got a lot of jumper shout-outs out there.
Yeah, I love jumper. Yeah, I'm very proud of jump too. Life is a house.
There's some Shattered Glass fans out there.
But the thing that I sort of take most pride in is, again, my dog.
Yeah. This next question comes up often from fans. It's specifically from Christine Delane on Facebook. Shout out to Christine. Hey, Christine, what's up? She's here. What is something you have learned over the course of your career that you would have loved to know at the beginning? Love to have known at the beginning.
I don't know. I guess I'm a slow learner. Still trying to figure it out.
Do you have advice for folks that are kind of getting into acting now? Any sort of words that you would just say to an up-and-coming actor and aspiring?
Yeah, sure. Just do it. You know, whatever that looks like. If it's putting on a play with your friends, or or if it's getting yourself an agent and going and auditioning for stuff, whatever that looks like, just do it if it makes you happy. And I think that sort of applies to everything. You know, just follow what you're passionate about.
All right, let's hear it. Yeah. We talked a lot about the lightsaber battles already, but this is a slightly specific question in a different direction. Crystal English from Facebook. What's up? Crystal, what's up, Crystal?
Hi, Crystal.
When was the last time you practiced your movements from your lightsaber fight against Obi-Wan?
My specific moves. You know, I remembered the moves for a while. I can't say I still know all the moves, but I'll still pick up a lightsaber every now and then and just make sure that I can still do the Anakin twirl.
Yeah.
Until I practice that.
That's what fans want to hear, like Hayden on the farm, shirtless, practicing.
I've got a couple lightsabers sticking around.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And they're hard enough to pick up.
Do you ever spar with your daughter? You said she's sort of getting into
Yeah. We have little lightsaber battles. My daughter and I, and even I have a young nephew, and he's seen the Star Wars films actually, and so he loves to battle with me too. And somehow I never win.
Yeah.
They always win. But yeah, I have good fun with that.
I love it. This next one comes from a few fans, Annabelle V on Instagram and @Silky on Twitter. You have tackled a great variety of movie genres and characters. Is there another real or fictional character you'd like to approach or you'd love to bring to the screen?
You know, I don't really think of my acting that way. I kind of, you know, I read a lot, and then if something sort of strikes me, then I'll take an interest in it. I don't really have sort of like a wish list of parts I'd like to play. When I was younger, I really wanted to play Hamlet, actually. I never got to do that. I did it on stage as a kid in high school, and performing arts high school, and that was something I thought I'd get to do again, but I never did. And now I think I'm getting a little bit old for it. Yeah, but we'll see. I don't know. I'm reading a lot right now and trying to figure out what's next.
Very cool. Yeah, I love it. Well, we're excited for whatever that may be. Yeah, we'll see you. Vanessa to Hayden on Instagram. Vanessa to Hayden right up front. Hey, Vanessa, what's up? Vanessa has a few questions. These are like chill, Hayden, tell us about yourself in your off time. What type of music do you listen to these days? How's the farm? And what shows do you like to watch?
Okay.
Yeah.
Start with the music. I listen to all sorts of different types of music. I listen to a lot of like contemporary music, but then I also like to sort of go back and look for what's great. And you know, listen to a lot of folk music. And recently I've gone so far back, I've started listening to classical music.
Yeah.
A lot of Bach and Beethoven and Prokofiev and that's sort of my current kick right now.
Very nice, very nice.
Wait, and so there's more to that though. How's the farm?
How's the
farm's doing great. I'm heading back there next week and looking forward to that. I always have different sort of projects that I'm working on there. And right now I'm finishing off a pond. I've gotten really into pond construction. Just because I like sort of big construction equipment and digging holes. And so I've built like, I've built 4 ponds now. I'm trying to finish off my 4th.
She said you have any sand in your pond.
We're all saying this. Yeah, they're all rocked in.
I'm excited for this, the riveting story from this panel. Hayden Christensen says, I'm into pond building right now.
It's true. It's a real passion for me.
I
like the sort of the
love it.
The way you can kind of mimic nature. And just the sound of running water is really pleasant. And then, what was the last part of that question?
TV shows.
TV shows. I was really into Succession, like a lot of people. I just finished the last season of the show called Dave. I don't know if you've heard of Dave. I enjoyed that. I thought there was some great stuff there. And then I watched TV with my daughter, so Bluey.
What's our favorite show? What's the one that's like, you're like, I'm kind of tired of this show, but
I'm not tired of it, actually. It's great. It's called The Investigators. I think it's an Australian show about this group of kids that go and solve different mysteries, and we watch that.
That's awesome. Yeah. I keep, my brain just keeps going back to your 4-pond construction. I have a follow-up question. Yeah, I didn't prepare this in my notes. No, what water features do you do, like little dioramas around them, or like fish in them? Or do you want to picture your ponds?
Yeah, I stock them with fish, and they all have waterfalls going into them.
Amazing.
And yeah, they're pretty straightforward. You dig a hole, you put a liner in it, put some rocks in, and then you gotta set up the plumbing, and you gotta pump the water up to the top of the stream, and then it comes down. And
who would watch this on YouTube? Who would watch this on YouTube? I love it. It's great to hear this inside stuff. That's what we as fans love. So we appreciate it. All right, let's get to our next fan question. Nikki isn't here, but is the handle. But is Nikki here from Twitter? When you think back on all the famous people you've met filming the Star Wars movies, did you ever get starstruck meeting anyone? Was there anyone that was like, ooh?
Yeah, I got really starstruck the first time I met Sam Jackson. Samuel Jackson. I showed up to one of our first table reads, and there he was in his Kangol hat, and just being the coolest guy ever. I got to meet a lot of interesting people when I was younger. I used to get starstruck quite often.
Sure.
But yeah, Sam was a big one for me.
That's actually a great segue to our next question. You heard the people shout it out. We got a lot of questions on social media about a potential jumper 2, everybody. Who would say? Obviously, with Sam. If there's the fans want to know. I mean, this is an impossible to answer, obviously, if there's nothing in the works. But if there was a chance, Sam's back, you're back. What do you think about a jumper 2 or a sequel to that?
I would love it. I had a great time.
Yeah.
Jumper, and originally the intention was to do more. It didn't end up happening, but no, I'd actually asked about it sort of years ago. I asked if we could look into maybe doing it again, and they were, I think, focusing on doing a TV show. I don't know what happened with that, but maybe there's an opportunity now to come back and do another one.
Get on it. That's awesome. Shout out to all of you for all of your amazing questions, Fan Expo Denver. Thank you for submitting them online, for submitting your videos, for being here. We have another game that we played with all of the fans in this room. It is a would you rather. They're cackling because they're excited for your answers. The good news with this one is there's no wrong answer. It's whatever your answer is. Yes. I mean the crowd might have multiple choice. Otherwise, not multiple choice. It is multiple choice. Yeah, multiple choice, no wrong answer. It's just would you rather in Star Wars. All right, so like this or that. All right, so we can throw the first one up on the screen. Here we go. First one, Hayden. Would you rather keep Darth Vader's helmet or Darth Vader's lightsaber? You can only keep one.
Well, I do have a Darth Vader lightsaber.
Yeah.
So I don't have a helmet, so I would go for the helmet.
Yeah. I don't know my 69%. Tell us quickly though, because fans ask a lot about this with the costume. What was it like putting back on that helmet again in Obi-Wan? Both just emotionally, but then also the physical application of it.
I mean, emotionally incredible.
Yeah.
You know,
It's such an empowering costume to put on, and it definitely turns a lot of heads. But the practicality of it is very cumbersome, hot costume. It's very challenging around it and very limited visibility. So you do your best, and there's like a team of people around you to make sure you don't, walk into walls.
Love to see that. All right, let's go to number 2. Here we go. This is a tough one. Would you rather be a bounty hunter or a stormtrooper?
Bounty.
Yeah. Close. 95% say bounty hunter over stormtrooper. Do you have a favorite character from all sort of Star Wars history and lexicon? A favorite character, not necessarily a bounty hunter.
I was a huge Boba Fett fan. I remember even when they were casting for Anakin, and I got the phone call from my agent saying that I was in the mix. I remember asking afterwards, saying like, look, I think this is a bit of a long shot to try to get Anakin, but is there like a young Boba Fett or something? So I would have been great for that too.
Doesn't turn out well for Django. Spoiler. All right, let's do the next one here. Would you rather race a pod racer or drive an AT or AT-AT? We're still up for debate in the crowd here. Which one it's pronounced as, but which would you rather do?
When I was a little younger, I would definitely have said pod racer because I had a heavy foot and I used to like to drive a little fast. But now my sort of penchant for speed is not what it used to be, and my love of big equipment. You
could blast so many ponds in your back.
Just upgrade that, figure out what the levers are doing. Sign me up.
I love it. All right, let's hop over to question number 4. We got a few left here. All right. Question number 4. All right, would you rather kiss a Wookiee or get tongued by Jar Jar Binks? This is a favorite question.
Did I offend you or something? I mean, if I can be like a little peck on the cheek, I'd go for like kiss a Wookiee. Than, Jar Jar tongue.
Everybody. Did it. I want to bring up 2 amazing actors. First off, we talk about pod racing. Jake Lloyd bringing the character to life, obviously, in Phantom Menace. Shout out to Jake. And then Ahmed Best, coming back, Ahmed, and being a Jedi. Let's give it up for Ahmed. How's it make you feel seeing everyone from the prequels coming back and becoming fan favorites and just all the love for these original characters, specifically Ahmed, in the most recent season?
So happy for Ahmed, and I love Ahmed. He's such a great person, and we had a blast when we were doing the prequels. And he's a phenomenally talented performer. I think everyone's sort of in awe of himself is what he was doing, the work that he was doing. And so I was thrilled to see him turn up in Mandalorian and say a little Grogu. That was great.
That's awesome. Thank you. Yeah. All right, couple more left. Here we go. As a sidekick, who would you rather have, R2-D2 or BB-8? Yeah, not even close. All right, now this gets harder. Would you rather spend a day with Padme? I'm sorry, Padme, look at them, both their smiles are just so beautiful. Or Leia, you have to choose. It was close, I'll say this, it was close.
Yeah, I don't know that I can choose on this one. But, yeah, I guess I'll go with Padme.
Yeah. It was a slight. Oh, it actually looked like Padme turned up the winner at the end there. I kind of just put those in order. All right, last one. Here we go, Hayden. We'll send you off on this. Last question. Who would you rather have on your side in a fight? Yoda or Darth Vader?
Is this a trick question? Because you know, I play Darth Vader.
Yeah! It's Darth Vader! Darth Vader is right here, everybody! Sing it!